It's Hanger Time with Blender Boy and Badger. We're ready for another great show. I hope you guys are ready.
Welcome to another edition of Hanger Time. This is episode 5. I'm your host, the Blender Boy, and my co-host with me, Dwayne the Honey Badger.
Hi, guys.
And this week our special guest is Eric Kendall.
Welcome, Eric.
Hey, thanks guys for having me on.
Yeah, no problem.
Great to have you with us. Without you guys, we don't have a show.
Exactly. Guests definitely help make the show.
Yeah, nobody wants to listen to us about how we cleaned our toenails or our thongs that we're going to wear while we fly. Nobody wants to listen to that for an hour each week.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever live that one down. That was pretty bad. So, what have you been up to, Dwayne? I was wondering this morning if you're going to be in a radiation coma because you were a little bit late for the show.
Well, I use my cell phone for internet. So I've been having trouble with my Motorola. It would connect, and after a while, it would disconnect. And I pay for the tethering. I'm not doing it the pirated way. I'm paying for it. But there's some issue with the Motorola. Once you use so much bandwidth, it wants to kick you out. Then you have to restart the computer just for it to recognize the phone again. So my wife went down to the cell phone store, and since they were closed one day this week, she had to spend 2 hours just waiting to get waited on, so I had no internet connection. So, and then my rant actually this week, it's not what I flew, it's what I've been waiting to fly.
Yeah.
Guys, you're out there and you want to send something. I am now protesting the United States Postal Service. I don't care if I get hate mail, what. We have our email address. You know where to send it. I sent a package to one of our fellow flyers. It got to him in 2.5 days. He sent the same package to me, which they charged him an exorbitant, oversized packing charge. It took 9 days for that package to get to my house.
Wow.
To the United States Postal Service. Now, I could spend $9 and have something sent from Hong Kong, or I could spend $30 to have something sent from Hong Kong for a similar size package, and I got it within 2 weeks from Hobby King. So the United States Postal Service, I can see why they're going bankrupt. I just hope it happens quicker. That's my that's what I've been up to this week.
See, I'm on the opposite side. I like USPS. Whenever I order anything, I only use USPS. I hate going with UPS or FedEx. It takes longer if I go a different route than USPS. But normally I'll go with priority shipping, though. Like I've been saying, if I do priority, I'll get stuff from Florida in 3 days. If I order from California, I get it in 2 days.
Well, I've lived all across the country, and what I'm finding out is when you live near the center of the country now, like we live near St. Louis, a lot of it I think is the St. Louis hub in that area. Whatever happens down in that St. Louis hub, this package sat down there for 3 days in a warehouse or in a dock for some day, because every time I'd call, my wife would call. Oh, it's in Hazelwood, which is right outside Missouri. It's in Hazelwood being shipped out today. It's in Hazelwood being shipped out today. It's in Hazelwood being shipped out today. So for 3 days, that's the tracking information that I received from them.
Wow.
So, yeah. But I did receive my extra 300S from Paul Rebre. I know it's Rebris, but I like to give him heck. And I want to thank him very much. It's a beautiful plane. It's beautifully colored white and fluorescent day-glow orange, which I love. So I'm happy. I finally got it. It got here safe, and it's here.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a Badger aircraft if it wasn't orange.
That's right.
I think you need to convert all of your aircraft over to orange.
I don't want to really paint up that beautiful silver and blue P-51. I really don't want to do that.
It's just an airplane.
I know. So what have you been up to?
Not much. Got a little bit of flying in this week. And
I saw that.
Yeah, I've been going out since the weather's been fairly nice and gone out about 3 times this week and got a few flights in on my helis and one on the little Edge 540 QQ.
My plane eventually. No.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be buying one of them this spring. I know for sure.
Yeah, it's a fun little plane. The more I fly it, the more I like it. But I still enjoy the helis more.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you this week. What percentage did you fly planks and what percentage did you fly blenders?
Well, I got 1 flight on the Edge 540, and I got about 3 or 4 flights on my helis.
So the percentages are coming down, though. The plane percentage is climbing as opposed to the helicopter percentage, isn't it?
Well, most fact is because it's still cold out, and I haven't been going to the field. I've just been going out front, and out in my front yard, there's a huge undeveloped area where they haven't developed anything. I mean, there's acres out there that I can just go out and fly. So I'll charge up 1 or 2 packs and go out there. But if I go to the field, I would definitely get way more flights in because I'll charge all of my batteries and take everything I own out there rather than just, take one thing and one battery pack and go out there. Because
that sounds like the excuses I heard in the movie New Jack City. Well, I just do a little bit of crack here and there, and it's not that much. And pretty soon you're addicted, my friend. It's starting. I can see the symptoms now. I can read the writing on the wall.
I don't know.
By springtime, you're going to be a full-fledged planker.
I don't know. I've done the plane thing, and as soon as I started flying helis, the plane stuff just declined. There was a time for probably 6-8 months where I didn't even touch an airplane.
That's all right. You're with us now.
I know. The group is probably the main reason why I got that Edge 540 QQ. I had to have a plane because everybody's like, oh, nobody believed I could fly a plane. They're like, oh, you can't fly a plane. I was like, all right, I'll get a plane and show you I can fly a plane.
Well, I'm glad to see you're coming over to the light. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, and I still plan on getting a plane, a good sized balsa plane this spring. So I'm still debating. I mean, I do like the Precision Aerobatics Katana, but I'm also debating a gasser. I've always wanted a gas airplane, so kind of looking into those options because 1, to save on batteries, and 2, gassers are pretty awesome the way they sound,
Oh yeah, and I love EDFs, the simplicity and the ease. But when I watch these YouTube videos with the actual gas turbines, they're just, you can't beat the real thing when it comes to any type of plane, whether it be 1/5 scale or full size. The size of those gas engines, no matter what kind it is, it's just amazing.
Yeah, and I'm not looking for nothing huge. I want us to keep it under 50-inch wingspan because I don't have a very big car or much room in my garage with all the helis. And when I go to the field, I have it's full of helicopters and gear and all that I take to the field, and I have a hard time putting stuff in the car when I go to the field.
I gotcha. Well, anything else this week?
That's about it. That's about all I've been up to.
Well, with that, I'd like to welcome our 5th guest now, Eric Kendall. Eric is a member of the RCPA group and friend of the show now, obviously. So I'd like to welcome him. Eric, a few things about yourself. If you could tell us how old you are, where you're from, what's your main interest in the hobby, what got you started, and a couple of your top favorite planes, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, let's start out. I am 35 years old. Normally I say I'm 20 with a few years experience. But I have been flying now for, 15 years. I've been flying models for 15 years. And what got me into it, when I was 14 years old, I started flying full-scale aircraft. That was actually a Christmas present from my dad. And it was really cool. What happened was after I achieved getting my private pilot certification, I flew, life happens. You just get busy. And I flew just enough to maintain my private pilots. And a few years ago, I had some blood pressure issues and they yanked my medical. So being grounded, it happens. It was it bummed me out in quite a way that's undescribable. So what I did, I just took the hobby of model aviation just as far as I could to vicariously live that addiction to flying. You talk about an addiction to heroin or crack. Flying is worse than any of them. I've got to fly. And that's what I did. I started out with an Avistar 40, and I still have one in pieces out in the garage. And exploded from there. Now I'm flying big gassers. Right behind me, I've got a Dynaflight 89-inch Decathlon with a 35cc MLD. It's got to be one of my favorites of the bunch. And I just recently acquired the 27% Christian Eagle. Some of you saw pictures of it.
Yes,
And
yes. The Eagle.
The
I wish more model companies made the Eagle. I just love that plane.
Is it a good enough name for you, Dwayne?
Yes, an Eagle is a very good name. It's not like the Fuzzy Cat 305 or whatever. Eagle, that sounds good. Sounds freedom, power, strength,
patriotic.
nobility. Yes, Eagle's a good name for a plane.
Now, just for some of the new people, or not into airplanes, what size is 27%? Give us a scale size on that.
Okay, 27%. When you get into gassers, you get into your bigger aircraft. They base them on a percent of 100%. 100% would be the full size airplane.
Mm-hmm.
The Christian Eagle is basically somewhat modified Pitts. It's still the same airplane. They put a different cowl on it. They put a different paint scheme on it, and they called it their own. Christian actually bought Pitts out several years ago, and I don't know if they're still manufacturing that particular aircraft, but this one I have is a 27% Byron Originals kit. It's a foam core, so it's not exactly stick built like you would buy at your hobby shop. And 27% basically means it's 27% of the full size airplane. The full size airplane has a 19-foot wingspan, so 27% of that is.
So it's almost 1/4 scale is what we're.
Yes.
It's almost exactly. 1/4 scale.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, so that would put it at 70 inches, which on a biplane, you only have to have, half of the required wing above you and below you to fly that weight of aircraft. Now it's a foam core, so we can get away with flying that with a 50cc gas engine. That's the same motor that's on my son's dirt bike as we speak.
Yeah.
And it's really a fun airplane to fly. I flew it, fell in love with it, and I had to have it. And
have you tried putting your son in it and taking him up yet?
Have you seen the picture of my youngest holding on to it for me? When he saw it, he just went over there and grabbed a hold of it. Start it up, Dad! Of course, we're in the house. That's not going to happen. He could straddle the darn thing and ride it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's definitely fairly large.
Yes. And some of you probably saw last night. That's me. I'm 6'4". The picture I posted last night giving somebody a hard time. That airplane is as big as I am kneeled down.
Yeah.
And it's got plenty of pull. I'm itching to get out and fly it. Of course, here in Montana, we only have 5-6 months at the most worth flying. And other than that, you're sub-zero. You'll have a nice day, but you won't really be able to stand it out there and fly and spend the day at the field like you normally would.
I'm sorry, where are you at?
And actually, I'm in Polson, Montana. We're about 75 miles from the Canadian border.
Oh, okay. I have a friend who's already across the border pretty much up from you on Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Where was Regina?
Okay.
Is Regina, Canada? I know it's close up to there somewhere, right up north of you a little bit. She has family in Montana, in northern Montana.
Okay. Well, probably like in Eureka. We have a lot of guys come out of Eureka to Wings for Wishes and fly. It's really neat. Last year we had people from Alaska, so I was really surprised to see that tag pull in. But that was kind of his dad lives just down the road from me, and he came in a week early and says, yeah, I thought it was an opportunity to go visit my dad, and during the event we'll show up and do some flying. We had a great time.
Well, I got two things real quick about your Eagle. I ordered a Tech One little Ultra Micro. They make a little Christian Eagle Ultra Micro out of EPP. Mm-hmm. And I had been tossing it up and down in the air. I want to buy this. No, I'm going to hold off. I want to buy this. I want to hold off. So I finally pulled the trigger. It's only $22. Don't you know, Tech One discontinued it. But Tower says they're expecting it early March. So I'm kind of excited about that. I still might have my chance to get my EPP Eagle. But you mentioned Wings for Wishes, and I know that you're a big part of that, and you're also one of our sponsors for our show, and We love to have it. Can you tell us just a little bit more about Wings for Wishes, what you do, what it's about? And this way, instead of us just giving a quick little blurb, you can really let us know what it's about.
Oh, wow. Wings for Wishes is a model aviation fun fly event that was, I founded it in February of 2011. And what this is and how Wings for Wishes evolved, a classmate of my wife, they have a son, his name Dylan Levy. And he has basically liver disease, biliary artesia. I think I said that right, but they refer to it as BA. His liver doesn't work. He had to have a liver transplant, and that is considered a life-threatening illness. And with that being life-threatening, Make-A-Wish stepped in and granted a wish. They said, Dylan, what is it in life you ever wanted to do? What is it? He said, I want to play in the snow. And they really did it up nice. They sent him up in the mountains of California and put him in a resort, him and the family, for the weekend. Or actually, I think they spent a whole week there. And the kid got to be a 6-year-old kid and play in the snow. Being all of his life, it's been doctor visit after doctor visit, sickness after sickness, and surgery after surgery. For 1 week, he got to be a kid and didn't have to worry about the doctor visits, didn't have to worry about the shots, didn't have to worry about this and that. He got to be a kid.
That's awesome.
It's really awesome. And Make-A-Wish put the bill and give mom and dad a little bit of spending money so they wouldn't go up there broke. And I was really moved by the story, and being it was a classmate of the wife, it really kind of struck home with me, and I really wanted to do something to help. And I can't necessarily write a check to grant a wish. And I remember back home, we used to have fun flies to raise money for the club, and that's when I got an idea. Why don't I hold a fun fly and just give the money to Make-A-Wish? And that's exactly what I did in August of 2011. That was the first Wings for Wishes ever, August 6th. And I just jumped into it blindfolded, didn't know what was going to happen. Started out coast to coast, hitting up sponsorships. And my goal was to hold the event to where we had zero overhead, where we could send 100% of the money to Make-A-Wish. And of course, you have your naysayers. Oh, it'll never happen. You'll never make nothing of it. And that just added fuel to the fire to get it done. And that's exactly what I did. We set up, it was a one-day event. And a few of the local guys showed up. They registered. And then about 9, 10 o'clock, trucks and trailers started pulling in, loaded down with airplanes and helicopters, and I was blindsided by the response I got.
And now the kids get to fly these planes and everything?
Absolutely. We have a cadet senior that we have set up on Buddy Box, and if they're interested in the hobby, want to give it a shot, they're more than welcome to come on out, and all they have to do is get with me. I get them hooked up with our instructor, and he'll get them up on the Buddy Box, and if I'm able to break free, I'll go out there and help, because with a younger child, it helps to have two instructors out there, one to kind of help the kid control the airplane, and then you have the other instructor on the Buddy Box that's really paying attention, knowing when to take it away and give it back, so we don't wind up crashing the airplane, because it's the only student tool that we have. But we get them introduced to the hobby. It was a full day.
That's awesome.
It is. And last year we doubled our first event. We raised $1,018 that got sent to Make-A-Wish Montana. The second year, but I'm jumping the gun here. Before our second year, Clark Hymas out of Richland, Washington, got a hold of me, and he says, I want to do this. I want to do the same thing for our state. So we worked side by side there for a little while, setting free. And their first year, they raised $4,500 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation for their state chapter.
If I could just cut you off for one moment, any of our members listening out there, anybody else who's listening, I love Make-A-Wish. I don't always have the finances or funds to donate toward them, but Make-A-Wish in general is just a wonderful organization, and this sounds like a wonderful, even better sub-organization of Make-A-Wish. Any of you pilots out there, I'm asking you personally, if you have a plane or a trainer or a Buddy Box that you don't need anymore or would like to start somebody in the hobby, contact Eric. I'm sure his organization could use it. maybe have 2 kids being able to fly, and if they do lose their trainer, they have another one. If somebody out there has a plane they like to donate, I'm sure Eric would love to have that. Sorry, I just had to get that out there, Eric.
Man, I don't know apology needed, man. That kind of oh wow.
And I'd like to jump in there on that too, on that point, and I've already talked to yeah. I've already talked to Eric about this, and I do have a plane that Hangar Time is going to donate to Wings for Wishes of Montana.
This is why you need to contact me before the show. I didn't even know this was that we were doing this. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, surprise. So yeah, I've got a Super Decathlon. It's just an airframe. It doesn't have electronics, but I'm going to be sending that or taking that to Wings for Wishes when I go out there this year.
Hopefully you personally deliver that at the event. Now that is up for auction, right? That is an item you're intending for auction to raise money?
Yeah, whatever you wanted to do with it, I was just going to donate it as a donation from Hangar Time.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we'll...
So whatever you want to do with it, if you want to auction it off or raffle it, it's your call.
Okay. That's awesome. I appreciate both of you, and I appreciate this opportunity to talk about it and help raise awareness about it. What you were talking about, what Make-A-Wish does on their fact card, long story short, they basically take children with life-threatening illnesses and grant a wish for them because they don't get to live a normal life of an average child, such as Dylan. And please, if by all means, anybody is more than welcome to go by my website and check it out. At the bottom of the homepage, you can find a link to Dylan's story. It's the Dylan Levy story. Dylan Levy story. And the web address on that is wingsforwishes@.weebly.com. Go on by there and check that out. And you'll also see somebody, yours truly, this was a sneak in of the AMA. I was unaware of this until October. For our district, I got the Carl Goldberg Vital People Award for this. That was definitely something they snuck in. I was headed to the chiropractor, and Mike Mossbrooker, District 11 Vice President, gave me a call, and I was thinking, oh, geez, what do I do now? And he called to let me know that I had won the award, and AMA will be at Wings for Wishes this year.
Oh, nice.
To present the award. So, yeah, if you're in District 11, come on out, and you'll get to meet our Vice President, Mr. Mike. He seems to be a pretty nice fellow.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to make it out there this year to the Fun Fly. It's only about 8 to 10 hour drive for me, I think, last I checked, so it's definitely doable for me.
Cool.
Well, the reason I like Wings for Wishes out of all the charities out there is they don't cave to the politically correct crowd out there. If a young man or woman wants to go hunting, if a young man or woman, whatever their wish is, they try their best to help them. And they don't cave to these groups who are, well, that's disgusting. This is this child's maybe their last big wish. And if it's something to make that child happy, they do it. And that's why I support them. As out of all the charities, they're one of my favorites. I've always supported them.
Awesome. That's true. That's very true. I mean, whatever that kid wants to do. I've seen things as simple as, a kid, I want my own laptop. Well, heck, they'll buy one for them. They'll get them hooked up and get them going. They want to ride in a Humvee. They'll make that happen. They want to go to Disneyland. They make that happen. They want to meet their favorite movie star. That's happened. Their favorite wrestler. John Cena is a big player in the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
The one that made me smile was the little boy who wanted to ride with the Budweiser Clydesdales.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a picture on YouTube, and Make-A-Wish made that happen for him, and I really like that one.
Absolutely. And the sky's the limit with those guys. And they make it happen. We had our first year, we held Wings for Wishes. Our special guest was Mr. Jack Berry. And what his wish was, he wanted to meet SpongeBob. And they sent him to Disneyland of Florida to where they have the SpongeBob theme. And he got to meet SpongeBob, hang out with him for a day, and just really made a week of it. Mom and sisters and brother really enjoyed the trip, and they really made it happen for him. We had him out, and if you go to the website, you'll see some pictures of me and Daryl. We had him up on the buddy box, and it was kind of intense, but we really had a lot of fun doing it.
Well, we'll have more time to talk at the end after the end of the show, and I apologize for getting off track there. My internet was down, my phone was down. I hadn't got to talk to Mike to go over show plans before today, but we will get back to talking on this topic, because I really am impressed with this charity. But we do have to do our news. I know Mike has a commercial to run or an announcement. Mike?
Yeah, we ready to do the news?
I'm ready.
All right.
Today's show is brought to you by Wings for Wishes out of Montana. You guys can look up Eric Kendall on Facebook. Also on our Facebook page, RC Hangar Time. There'll be links to more information. It's a great cause. Please check it out. Thank you.
So this week in the news, I wanted to talk about a new product that I found. I don't know if it's new or if they're changing the name. I haven't found out too many details about it yet. It doesn't come out until March, so it's still a ways out. But it's definitely an interesting product. It's a new either flybarless system for your helicopter or even a stabilizer they make one for airplanes as well. It's the same. It looks the exact same as the HeliCommand flybarless system. If you're familiar with the HeliCommand, it's like the very best flybarless system you can get for a helicopter. It's fairly expensive as well. It's probably, I think it's around $400 or $500 for this. But what this is one of the first with a bailout feature. So once you set up this bailout feature on the flybarless system, you can flip a switch if you get into trouble, and it will go to a hover and do a punch out for you until you flip the switch back to take control. So
really?
Yeah, so if you're in some awkward position and whatever hovers the fastest, whether it's right side up or inverted, it will just go to that hover. So, if it's fastest to go to inverted hover, it'll go to an inverted hover and then just punch out and gain altitude so that you can take the switch back and control.
Oh, that sounds like what I need, but $400, wow.
Yeah. So that's the HeliCommand, but the new one that I'm seeing is it's called the Bavarian Demon. It looks the same, and I know that a lot of flybarless systems are like that. I've seen it with the Icon and the Brain are the exact same units, just rebadged units. I know that if you wanted to start up a company, you can go to the manufacturer and say, I want to buy this unit, but I want to put my my name on it and all that kind of stuff. So the Bavarian Demon is pretty cool. It's got a cool package and some cool logos and stuff on it. And what really caught my eye was the wording that they give for it. It's really funny. Like the 3SX Bavarian Demon, the bullet points on it are high quality, extremely compact 3-axis flybarless system, unique rescue and horizontal modes, high quality silicone MEMS, gyro, and gold plated circuit board. And then the other one, the one that has the bailout feature, like the HeliCommand, it says it's 3-axis stabilization system for RC helicopters and is demonically safe with autopilot function. Ideal for a beginner, demonically fast for a pro. And then the other one, they've got another one that's just your regular one without the bailout feature, and it's the world's best 3D axis flybarless system, ideal for demonic 3D maneuvers, absolute stability also in large-scale helicopters. And then they've got the Cortex, and I know your airplane guys are going to want to hear about the Cortex. It's pretty cool. It doesn't say anything about how demonically cool it is, but it's got some.
Of course.
So it's the Bavarian Demon Cortex, new 3-axis stabilization system for a fixed-wing model aircraft, automatic detection of wing and tail type, faster training, adjustable gyro assistance, ultra precision flights. So the facts and features are easy to run, intelligent programming via stick input, no PC necessary, supports all common wing and tail types including canards, thrust vector control, and more, supports 2 ailerons, 2 elevators, 1 rudder, and supports various receiver systems, S-Bus, Spectrum, JR, Jetty, PWM, PPM, and conventional receivers. So there's no price point yet on these, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to be up there with the HeliCommand price. You're looking at $200 to $500 for these, but man, I really would like to get one for my helicopter because that bailout feature, if it saves you one crash, it's already paid for itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For you. I mean, my helicopter cost $90. Yours cost.
Yeah, there's no reason to put a $50 controller in a $100 aircraft.
Right.
But the bailout feature sounds really interesting to me, and I'd really like to try it out and see how it works. And it'd probably give you that much more confidence flying, and you wouldn't have to be worried so much when you're flying $1,000, $2,000 aircraft. Where you
take away those maiden jitters.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, Eric said this was his maiden flight being on a podcast, and he said he had a little bit of jitters, but I think he did a great job. I think he sounds like a natural to me.
No, yeah, he's a pro.
Mom always said I had a face for radio.
Same here, so. That's why we don't have a YouTube channel yet. We're getting one, just don't. It's all going to be audio, though.
Oh, there we go.
And then I had one more thing in the news as well. I just wanted to announce that the Goblin 500 is going to be shipping next week on the 12th.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so the long wait is coming to an end soon, and hopefully those that pre-ordered the Goblin 500 should be having it by next weekend, including myself.
Good for you. Here's what I got. I don't know. I love all the manufacturers, but I'm really starting to like Hobby King.
What?
You obviously know that I like their electronics, but I'm starting to like Hobby King. I've been begging since Horizon Hobby had first came out with their Ultra Micro, and then Tower came out with their Ultra Micro planes. And Tower had come out with the Ultra Micro World War I Warbirds, which I absolutely love. My only complaint was their 3-channel. Well, Hobby King now has the Micro Tiger Moth 480 millimeter plane, 4-channel. Comes the motor, speed control, and 3 real ultra micro servos. It's not the little board with the linear servos on it. It has actual servos. 480 millimeter, which is about 15 inches. Flies on a 2S 200 or 260 milliamp LiPo battery. And like I said, it is a 4-channel slow docile trainer. The only option that Horizon has right now is the Beast A3SX, which it's pretty expensive. Still, it comes down in price. It's $140. This guy shipped, I looked at, it would be $74. It doesn't have the AS3X, but like I said, it comes with the motor, speed control, 3 servos, 4-channel trainer for $74 shipped from Hobby King. Are you still there, Mike?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, I got a little bit of feedback. I apologize.
That's all right.
But yeah, that's my news for the day. That's probably going to be my next aircraft right there.
For an extra $25, you can get the Ultra Micro from Horizon Hobby with the AS3X stabilization.
But it's not a slow fly biplane. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
That's not. I like my trainers. I like my T-28s. I like my AT-6s. I like my PT Stearman. I like my Tiger Moth. I just like the little trainer planes, and I think for $75, it looks like a nice little option for somebody who wants a happy little slow fly trainer.
Yeah.
Micro.
Sounds good. Did you have anything else?
Room news. Do you got anything from Room News?
Yeah, I got a few things. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Oregon Senate bill that was posted, and we had a little bit of chat about in the room. That's pretty important stuff to me, and
oh yes,
it definitely affects me. And I'd just like to talk about that for a minute and go over a few things with that. So basically, what the Oregon Senate bill is, what they're trying to do is ban any type of drone in the state of Oregon. And what they're considering a drone is any aircraft with any type of camera or a camcorder attached to it. It doesn't matter if it's a micro with a keychain camera or a full-size aircraft carrying a DSLR. They're calling it a drone. And it doesn't matter if you're doing FPV or not. And they're trying to ban that, which is pretty interesting. I mean, I don't agree with the ban. I think that there's already rules in place by the AMA for FPV flying and aerial photography, that people should be following. Number one is don't be flying in the city or in a populated area. You shouldn't be doing that anyways. When I fly FPV, I go out in the mountains or the desert, so I'm not invading anybody's privacy. And that's what they're thinking. They're thinking, oh, somebody's going to take this quadcopter with a GoPro on it and go hover in front of somebody's window. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to go out and do, landscape video and, get video of the mountains and the lakes and the rivers or, wildlife. So it's definitely interesting. I think that everybody needs to do their part in, doing the right thing, whether, if you're getting into it or whatever, don't be flying in the city or in a populated area. Go out to a flying field or out in the middle of nowhere to do it, so that you're staying within the rules. And if you're not familiar with the rules, you should look up the AMA rules for FPV and that kind of stuff to familiarize yourself with them.
Yeah, I'm torn on this issue because I'm a libertarian, so I like people to have the freedom to do things, but I also see where they're coming down, where people could use drones as far as snooping, peeping Tom, flying over property, even if it's just flying over my property. What if I have a stash of Stinger missiles out back? I don't want somebody coming in knowing that I have Stinger missiles back there. So I'm torn on it. I would love to get into FPV. I really don't see an issue of it, but I think there are some people out there, which we've all seen the pictures on YouTube, people flying in congested, crowded little streets and towns and flying full-size planes, causing all kind of havoc, and we just have to police ourselves too, I think.
Yeah, just by using a little bit of, common sense and that kind of stuff. And I'd like to hit on those points I posted about too. A lot of the guys in the groups and all around in the forums and stuff I see are getting these, these little micro quads have becoming really popular.
Yes.
B202 Scorpions or whatever, and the MQX and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people, it's their very first helicopter of any kind. So, they're new to the heli scene and that kind of stuff. And it's small, so they're doing things with it that, you wouldn't do with a normal sized aircraft. But what I want to point out is that, treat it like it's a full-size quadcopter or, helicopter or whatever. Don't fly it in front of your face. Don't chase kids with it, the dogs, the pets. It's not, it is a toy, but it's also teaching you bad habits and that kind of stuff. You don't want to be, get so comfortable with it and take a big quadcopter and it's like, oh, I can fly my little quadcopter in front of my face or in front of my friends. I'm going to take my big one and put a GoPro on it and get video of, my friends goofing off in the front yard. That's just,
right.
That's just getting yourself into bad habits and, getting yourself too comfortable with it. You should always treat it like a full-size aircraft and, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. If I can chime in here right quick on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a common misconception anymore. Back in the day when I started, you built your airplane, and the first thing you pulled out was the owner's manual and instruction manual. On the very first page, it says, "Warning: this is not a toy." And it's a common misconception. I know they still put that waiver in the boxes with these aircraft. I can't speak so much for the little foamies and the quadricopters and things like that because I just simply don't have any.
Oh, no, the Ultra Micros say it is not a toy. My little Ultra Micros say this is not a toy. It is dangerous.
Yep, same with
the
130X. That thing
it's in there.
Yeah, that thing is spinning at 8,000 RPMs, and at the tip, I'm sure that those are spinning at, maybe 100 miles an hour. And if I get hit with that thing, I'm going to be getting stitches. And it's a micro heli too, but I'm not flying it in front of my face or so close to me that I have to worry about it. I always keep it out, just like I would any other heli.
Yeah, it's not a toy. It's a piece of equipment. This is our hobby. We build these things to fly, and I think people misconceive the size of it with like the air hog you find in Walmart in the toy section. This is a toy, and they treat it like a toy, and ultimately somebody gets hurt. I see this all too common. Even at Hobbytown in Missoula, I've seen people walk in there, buy something off the shelf, go out in the parking lot, put it together, and it's so easy. I understand people want easy. Of course, the manufacturer is going to accommodate what the people want, but the people that know nothing about it, they get into it, and without seeking the proper help, they could very seriously hurt themselves or somebody else, let alone the property damage that comes along with it. That's why it's important to have AMA insurance. For what you pay for your AMA, I pay $60 a year, and you get $250,000 worth of coverage. If I've got a runway here at my house. If I'm out flying and I have an accident or an incident, I plow into one of my neighbor's cows, and he decides he wants to be paid for that cow. Well, guess what? AMA is going to cover that because it was an accident.
Exactly.
And people need to approach this hobby with caution. It's a lot of fun, but please respect them. Please. I mean, it's an object that requires respect.
Exactly. And I am a huge supporter of the AMA. Ever since I got into flying, I've had AMA, and I think that everybody, even if you don't need it, or you're flying little foamies at the park or whatever, still look into the AMA and look at the rules and that kind of stuff, so that you make sure that you're staying within the rules. Because with all this stuff with the Oregon Senate bill that's going on, the whole hobby is going to be under a microscope. So you don't want to be the guy out there, doing something stupid and making the hobby look bad and giving the hobby a bad name. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. If you remember here last year, AMA was battling the government control on model aviation, or excuse me, the FAA control on model aviation, because of the incident where the gentleman got caught wanting to pack C4 into a model.
Yep, I remember that.
Come on, guys. I mean, this is a hobby that's enjoyed by millions of people across the nation and even more across the world. And it's exactly what I say it is. It's a hobby. It's what we do in our spare time to keep people like myself out of serious trouble. And it was actually a big deal. It was actually a big deal. I signed every petition, because people like ourselves respect the hobby. We respect other individuals. I'm out there with my plank, and Mike's out there with his heli. He's flying in a box. I respect his box. I stay out of his box. And of course, we have spotters informing us what's going on with the guy next door to us. So to keep what happened in that video you posted, Mike, from happening.
Yeah, that was it was a pretty bad video. When I saw that, I was completely amazed. And it's hard to tell the whole story of that video, but from what I saw, the helicopter was staying within, a 50-foot wide by maybe 100-foot long box, and he wasn't doing any. Yeah, he wasn't doing any big air. It looked like he was way off to the right of the runway, and you kept seeing this airplane, buzz in and out of the screen way off in the distance, and then all of a sudden it just comes beelining right at the helicopter and takes both the aircrafts out. And the airplane, I don't know the full story again, but that airplane looked like he was definitely encroaching on the helicopter space and just didn't see it, or his spotter didn't tell him.
No, I don't think they were flying with spotters, because if the spotter was doing his job, he would have said, "You're coming right at the helicopter. You need to scoot over."
Yeah,
exactly. That's where a spotter comes in handy to help you respect the other guy's space.
Yeah, and that's why I like my field setup. Where I fly, we have the airplane side on to the left of me, behind my left shoulder, and it faces, the runway goes north to south kind of, and then the heli field is off to the right, about 100 yards off to the right, and the heli field goes east to west. But still, there's been times where I have to go over and yell at the airplane guys, "Hey, you're flying over the heli field." It's almost practically behind the runway, and they still need to come over and fly over our heli field while we're flying.
Yeah,
they have this space out there in front of them, and it's like, why do you have to come over here and fly? You have to physically turn your body and look to the right to actually fly over that way. When I fly, I don't want to turn my body. I want to keep my body in the same position, and I just want to turn my head. If I have to turn my body, that means I'm flying behind me, which I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, that's a no-no in the AMA guidelines. I'm a CD, and there are rules that you have to be aware of. You have to take a test to become a CD, and something like that happens. You're shut down, you're gone.
Yeah.
there are lines to respect when you're flying an airplane. Just a common day at the field. If there's more than one person out there, you need to have a spotter. And you also respect midline of the field out in front of you. In other words, you never fly over the pits, and in order to fly behind you, you have to fly over the pits. Yeah. You just busted one of the AMA guidelines right there. Yep. And that's. I don't like to be a rear end about anything like that, but I'm sorry, but if you pulled that in an event, you'd be shut down in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly.
Asked to leave.
I don't consider myself as a safety Nazi. I'm sure I come off as a safety Nazi, but well, flying helicopters, I get a different feel for it, and I have a different perspective than other people do because it's just the way it is. Helicopters are way more dangerous than airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they cause more damage.
You see one of those. You see one of those come apart. I mean, pieces fly. They go everywhere. Those rotors, those blades are sabers flying. If they come apart. So there's lines to be respected.
For sure. So.
Well, as you guys know from the group, I'm not a really big fan of AMA. I've seen too many. With you mentioning insurance, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, but from my experience and from what I've seen, I apologize. My bird is covered up, but he's mad at me, and I don't know why he won't be quiet. I just think there's too many outs that they can use to not pay for a claim. There's like so many hoops and loops and things you have to jump over just to get them to pay a claim. I just think that sometimes for somebody flying a little ultra micro, I don't know if the AMA is my choice of what I would do. I'd rather have it on my homeowner's insurance than AMA.
Have you ever had to file a claim or know anybody that has?
I've known two guys who filed claims. One's a member of our group, and I know a guy who used to fly in McComb back where I lived in Illinois, and he had nothing but trouble trying to file a claim, and it wasn't even nothing major. It was only like a couple $100 claim, and they just did not want to do it. They had so many hurdles for him to go over and hoops to jump through. It just seemed like it was easier just to get homeowners insurance to cover something like that. You get a liability coverage for like $3 a month for $10,000 worth of damage or whatever.
Yeah. Well, the other issue is that I fly at a flying field, a private flying field, and I also go to fun flies frequently, so I have to have AMA insurance. You can't fly at a field, and I'll go out front into the undeveloped area where I fly my little stuff, my little helicopters, but I won't fly anything bigger than a 450 or 500 size heli out there, or bigger than the micro.
And again, you got common sense. You have common sense where a lot of people out here don't, and that's what I think that hurts our hobby more than anything. It's people out here with no common sense starting off with a 40 size and smacking into somebody's windshield, whether they're moving or not, and it's just
yeah. When I fly my big stuff, I only do it at a flying field that's designated for that.
And I got my big room news.
Mm-hmm.
A couple people seem interested. I did it just for the heck of it. Everybody, we were talking about people posting their videos last night. And I know some guys don't like having a YouTube account, or they don't want to get a YouTube account or a Gmail account, and they're happy with whatever. So I just decided to make for the RCPA group a common YouTube channel. That way, if you want, you don't have to, but if you want, you can upload your videos directly to the RCPA channel, and then everyone can view them. If you want the password, just message me, Badger on Facebook. You'll know who I am, Dwayne the Honey Badger. If you're a member of the group, I have the password. Feel free to use it. Upload your videos. I ask that most of the videos be of aviation related, whether you went to a real full-scale air show or you just flying your plane. But some members asked if they could put like some of their hobbies and stuff up. Yeah, if it's a video of you fishing or you snowmobiling, that's fine. But don't put up videos of some world-class snowmobiler at the X Games. If that's that's
no Bieber videos.
Yeah, if it's you doing it, that's fine. But don't put videos of the X Games and stuff like that. The page, the actual YouTube channel is RCPA Members Video at gmail.com. and that's the page out there for you guys to post up there, and it's public, so everybody can view it and they can see what we're flying, how we're flying, and that's it.
Cool.
That's all I got.
I've got a few videos I plan on adding. I've got a pretty well stacked up day today as soon as I get done here, but probably either late tonight or tomorrow I'm going to put some videos up of myself flying out here at the field or at my private runway I have behind my house, or like the Eagle I put up last night on the RCPA room. I'll just add a bunch of videos to that, what I have.
Cool.
And the only reason I say no to the Justin Bieber is because my co-host here, Mike, when we get off the air here, we're on Skype, and he's constantly sharing his screen with me, and that's all he watches and listens to. I mean, I guess it has something to do with him liking heli so much that Bieber goes with the helis. I don't know, but he's like, check out this new Bieber video. And he's baby in the background. I'm tired of the Justin Bieber stuff.
Yeah, it really helps me to fly. When I put in my earbuds and put on some Bieber, and yeah, I go to town.
I'm sorry for outing you, but Eric brought it up, and I just thought the world needs to know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I have one more quick thing I wanted to mention about the group's topics of the week. That it is a dead horse, but I'm still going to bring it up and talk about it a little bit.
God, I had 1,500 posts.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's the other one, the Spektrum versus Futaba.
Oh.
Since that post started with the Orange RX in the microwave, a lot of it is, I guess a lot of people don't understand some of the stuff between a few of the members in the group that we like to give each other a hard time because, one guy flies Futaba, one guy flies Spektrum, or
one guy
JR.
flies Orange. Don't forget the guy who flies Orange.
so most of the time we're just giving them a hard time. We're just having fun with it. But a lot of guys take it pretty serious, and will say, "Oh, Spektrum sucks. It's going to have a brownout." I mean, and even I heard some guys say that at their field they don't allow Spektrum flyers to fly at their field because of the brownouts. I mean, that's just completely ridiculous. You need to, look at how the Spektrum's set up and set it up correctly, and you will never have a brownout with it. I mean, you got to run the BECs, you got to run the correct voltage, run satellites, do your pre-flight checks, and you won't have any issues with it. Just because it says it's a Spektrum or JR does not mean it's going to brown out. It just means that you're not setting up properly. So I just wanted to, throw that out there and, get that out there and get that off my chest a little bit. Because, some of these comments from people that maybe don't understand how Spektrum works, or they fly a specific brand saying that, oh, I won't touch Spektrum because it's going to brown out. No, it won't brown out if you're taking the right preventive measures to, not let that happen.
Well, I just want the record to show that I fly SLT, which is Tower's own proprietary brand, and I fly Orange, which is a knockoff of the DSM, but I've had no problem with either. So I don't fly Futaba or JR, so on all of you.
But you're flying a copy of Spektrum. Your Orange RX is a copy.
But according to everybody else, no, it's not. It's an alien life form that is mutated into some cyborg type receiver hybrid. It's not even made in China supposedly anymore. Now it's alien. At first, the big thing was, oh, it's made in China. Now it somehow has transmorphed into it's alien technology. So it's not even from this world anymore. So. I have no problems with it. I like it. And I'm not going to put anybody down for what they fly. And
yeah.
Guy, I do bring up more room topics. Somebody applauded me for all the grief I take and whatever. You know what? It's Facebook. It's the internet. I know 90% of the guys are joking. The ones who don't, again, it's the internet and it's Facebook. So, yeah. I mean, if you can't laugh at yourself, laugh at the topic, then there's deeper issues going on there than
yeah, exactly.
than what somebody says about you on Facebook.
Exactly. It's I look at our group like Day at the Field. I love the banter at the field. We go out there, we give each other a hard time. One guy's flying, he has a little trouble. Hey, what do you call that? I've never seen that on a video. And that's what it is. I don't take anything personal. I do not get butthurt over what people say. I've got a wide variety of radio equipment myself, and I will be the first to admit I still fly 72 megahertz until it's outlawed completely by the AMA. I'm going to fly some of my aircraft on 72 megahertz. I run the Futaba Fast system in my Fontana. That's a fun little airplane I forgot to mention earlier. If you treat, there's nothing, it's Ford versus Chevy, apples to oranges. Neither one of them are bad if you treat it properly, if you respect it, you condition your batteries properly. You're going to avoid the brownout situation with the Spectrum system. You got to respect your equipment. You got to take care of it properly. You don't ever change the engine oil in your car. You're going to have problems later on down the road. You maintain it.
Exactly.
Now, you were saying about being butthurt and stuff. Now, my wife, she's another story. She has a list out there. Now, it just says list. It has a few members' names. I don't know what it's about, but it has a skull and crossbones and a picture of the Grim Reaper. So I don't know what that's about. It's not my list. It's hers, but I'm just saying.
Is my name on that list?
Not yet, but Andrew Joseph Harmons is, that's for sure. He was
Is your name on that list?
My name was at the top of the list, the middle of the list, and the bottom of the list. So
sounds like me at my house.
So, but yeah, the list that's out there is not mine. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And I'd like to just hit on that topic that Kendall or Eric said that was. Ford versus Chevy. It is what it is. You choose what you like and you fly what you like. I mean, there's no reason to, put somebody else down for flying Spectrum just because, you think that yours is better, which is not the case. I mean, they're all have their, pros and cons.
Absolutely.
And we were talking before the show, you were asking if it was radiation poisoning or something. Well, it's funny, again, that you mentioned, bring something that up. I was programming and putting all my new models into my T6 last night, and then I was having the phone issues, so I'm just saying. Actually, no, I was having phone issues from day one, so, but it is kind of funny, though, that I was working on the T6, then today I'm late for the show, so.
Okay, next time program the orange, Agent Orange, in a different room from your phone. That way you don't have that issue again.
That's even better. Agent Orange. No more Orange Crush. Agent Orange. I like that.
We come up with a new name for it every week.
I think we'll stick with Agent Orange because we can either, it's probably just as toxic as what the poor gentleman in Vietnam experienced. So I wouldn't doubt it.
I would, if I could get my hands on one. We're kind of at a thin point of the year that I just spent a pile of money on some airplanes.
Same here. I hate this time.
Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on one of those orange ones. That setup you got, just to play with it, see what it's all about. Maybe even get one to raffle off at Wings for Wishes. Hopefully,
maybe we can get Hobby King. We get a little bit bigger audience. We get Hobby King to sponsor us.
Here we go. Wings for Wishes, 90%.
Well, hold on. Let me do that. Basically, guys, that's the end of our news, our show topics, and now we're just basically talking with our guest and his topic. So now we have, again, with us, Eric Kendall. Our show, I apologize for our show being a little off kilt today. I was late, and we just kind of rushed on the air to get this done. But we have Eric Kendall again with us. His big baby is Wings for Wishes. We've already talked about a little bit, in which I feel glad that we have talked about at the beginning of the show, and now, again, to get more exposure for it. So, again, here's Eric Kendall with Wings for Wishes.
Hey, guys. Well, we've kind of touched, this has definitely been an off-kilter show, partially my fault. Wings for Wishes, yes, it is. It is my baby. I put a lot of work into this along with our other divisions. We started this show, or we started Wings for Wishes in 2011, and since then, I eat, sleep, breathe, and drink Wings for Wishes. I pour everything into it. Since we started in 2011, we've added 3 more divisions to it. Clark Hymas out of Richland, Washington, they had an awesome first show last year, and they intend on doing it again in May. They wound up raising $4,500 for their state Make-A-Wish. Also out of Virginia, Lee Hogue, he hosts the Wings for Wishes over Virginia. Their top bring in was $800 for their first year. And also in South Dakota, I'm not releasing any details of it yet, but we're going to kick off the first Wings for Wishes in June 22nd and 23rd, Wings for Wishes over South Dakota.
What part?
You know, that's
Western state, Western or Eastern state. That's if you can't give
it would be Eastern.
Eastern. Okay.
At this point.
I used to live in the Black Hills. That's why I'm curious. So.
Okay.
And my wife's father still lives there, so I was wondering what part. If it was Western side.
But yeah, I can't release any details of it as of yet because there's still some things in the work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We work side by side with each state in as far as the Make-A-Wish goes because there are guidelines that do have to be followed. And I watched this event like a hawk. Even though there are other people taking care of it, there are areas we have to really watch. It'll be by Elkton, South Dakota, is where it'll be by. It's really an awesome thing, and the way I designed it and the way I engineered it is to where the event virtually has no overhead. That way, 100% of every dime that walks into the event goes to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We depend completely upon donations, our sponsors, and really that's what I do from January 1 up until a week before the event. I'm knocking on doors, getting sponsorships. And there are a few people that are companies that are really, really hard. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to give up on them, but some won't give me the time of day. Others, I mean, they can't wait to throw product at us. And we have a few big names that started with us last year, such as Hobbyco. They're returning this year. They donated a pile of stuff.
Good for them.
Donated. Yeah, absolutely. They donated the Real Flight Basic Flight Simulator, the Futaba carrying case for your fast system. And we also actually have some celebrity involvement, including Paul Jr. Designs. If you're a fan of the show, American Chopper, remember they were on. They usually donate. Yeah, they usually donate an autographed poster. I've got their poster already for this year. Also, the Discovery Show, I think it's off the air now. Sons of Guns, the company Red Jacket Firearms, they usually send a T-shirt that's autographed by the whole crew. And
well, maybe Hanger Time could autograph a T-shirt and send one
out. You know what? You're more than welcome to.
You're moving up into celebrity status. Hey, you might as well.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Absolutely.
Well, that's just awesome. And again, like you said, Sons of the Guns. A lot of organizations wouldn't even accept a donation from them. And again, that's bringing up the point about the politically correct and why I like your foundation and Wings Make-A-Wish in general.
Absolutely. And it's the way it's designed. 100% of every dime goes to the Make-A-Wish because we want to get these kids taken care of. And last year, my local hobby shop, Northland Hobbies, they donated a Showtime 50 for auction. It works both ways. Now, it's an opportunity for a future pilot to get into an airplane pretty cheap, less than what they pay for it off the shelf. Again, it just depends on how bad somebody wants it. A company out of Mississippi, RC Planes and Copters, they donated the Phase 3 U-2 EDF. That was a fun little airplane. A local guy wound up with that. Even JP Pilots, he usually donates a pilot figure every year. Now, those pilots are hand-painted. He sits down, they're not mass-produced. He sits down with each one, paints them up after full-scale pilots, such as Jim Leroy, which is the one we auctioned off last year. He passed away in an airshow crash in 2007. It's just everybody getting involved. Our local grocery store, Super One, they donate all the meat and buns for our barbecue. Walmart, they're on board. They donate all the drinks and condiments.
People attack Walmart. You know, they donate more than so many other large stores out there that we have to give them credit too. They're always there at disasters. They're always there at these things. I just want to say thank you to Walmart too for that.
And Dwayne does support people of Walmart.
Yes, you saw my picture, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
I just feel bad. I wish I had known about this, Eric, when I won that I Can Fly from Nitro Planes, because it would have been boxed and sent directly toward you.
Well, it's
I
never
wish
too.
I had known that.
So with the Super Decathlon that Hangar Time will be donating, how will that work? Will that go to, somebody looking to get into the hobby, or is it just going to go towards the Make-A-Wish Foundation fund for selling it or whatever?
Right. What I'm looking at so far, unless you state otherwise, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it up on the auction block. That way we can help get some wishes granted. Because, I mean, bottom line, that's what Wings for Wishes is about, is granting wishes.
Gotcha.
And to date, all the Wings for Wishes pulled together, we have pulled together a little over $10,000 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Nice. So when I first heard about it, I thought it was a little bit different. I didn't really fully understand it, and I thought that Wings for Wishes was for getting younger kids involved into the hobby. That's what I thought the main goal was. I didn't realize that it was an actual charity for Make-A-Wish Foundation to help kids out with their wishes.
Absolutely. Now it also helps promote the hobby. We invite, of course, with radio ads and of course podcasts like this, it raises awareness about it. And basically, when I cut the radio commercial for it, I explain it as a radio-controlled air show. And what that does, that gets the general public involved, whether you fly or not. You come on out and enjoy the show. And if you show a little bit of interest, you have some interest, we'll do what we can to get you up on the buddy box at the show to introduce the hobby to you, and we'll get you started.
Well, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it this month. When I get paid at the beginning of the month, I'm gonna go ahead and get a little Ultra Micro from Tower Hobbies from you guys. I'm getting it myself, and I'm going to have it sent to you, and it's going to be little Ultra Micros, which anybody can fly it. And if you guys can use that to try to maybe teach a new pilot, teach a kid how to fly on it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love that.
Little micro cubs I'm thinking about.
Okay, yeah, something simple,
3-channel Ultra Micro Cubs, flies a 1S, goes at about 10 miles an hour, if that.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's a great slogan. All right, cool, man. We appreciate that. We definitely appreciate any form of donation. That's one common misconception when we send out the donation request letter. A lot of people misconceive. They think when we knock on your door, they think we're asking for money. Not necessarily. We're asking you to help donate product to help raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Right.
If it's even gift certificates, gift cards, or coupons, usually what we do with the coupons, like say the poster that I'm going to raffle off from Paul Jr. Designs, there will be a coupon, most likely either from SIG or APC. They usually send prop redemption envelopes. You fill out the information stating what you want, and they'll box up your propeller of choice and send it to you. And we'll slide stuff like that in, kind of like a little extra goodie. It's not necessarily always about the money. It's about getting product, and the way that's how we raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. There's a landing fee. It's $25 for the weekend to come out and fly with us. There's also the barbecue. All the food's donated, so we're able to all the proceeds from the barbecue to go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We sell raffle tickets for all the raffle items, and I like to have a lot of raffles. I've built a reputation for having an awesome product and a lot of them. That way I draw a number every 15 minutes, both days. And also we have the silent auction. We have all the products of a higher value up for auction. You come in there, you write down your bid, and usually 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, we call the winners of the bid. They pay, and all the money goes to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
That sounds awesome. So yeah, when I send this stuff, I just want, because I see like you guys need the money, need all that, but I just want to make sure that the guys also have something more to fly in case your one plane goes down. It's not so much a buddy boss, but maybe a kid who has a little bit of experience, and get them out there and get them on it.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. We'll tell you what, you buy it, you send it here. I'll personally see to it that it gets put together properly and the batteries get taken
right
care
out of the box. That's all it is, just the battery, and that's it. It's a super little gadget. It's a great little plane.
That's highly appreciated. We'll get it out there and we'll get the kids flying. And one thing that's kind of neat, we'll get them up there in the pilot box just like the big boys, and just let them have at it. And of course, with the help of an instructor to make sure that everything's done safely.
Now, do you have a schedule or contest, or how does the fun fly work? How is it structured?
It's exactly what it is. It's a fun fly. It's not a contest. There are no trophies.
Well, some fun flies, they'll have spot land contests just for fun, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll have like show demos of 3D pilots and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. I understand that. It's I want people in the area because of where we're located. It's our geographic location that really kind of hinders that a lot because there are no real 3D pilots in the area to come in and put on a halftime show. The guys that I know that have really cool warbirds to do a halftime show are really, they don't want to do it. So really, it's just an open fun fly. You come on out, you bring your best birds, and now if a couple guys down the line there want to get into a contest, whatever they want to do, that's fine and dandy.
What about helicopters?
Okay.
No, they don't like them. No,
yeah,
we don't like helicopters at RDO. You can set them up and show them off if you want. No, I'm teasing. No, absolutely.
They make smoothies with them. With them. That's all.
No, helicopters are welcome to fly as well. During our safety meeting at the beginning of each day, 9 a.m., that's when we shut the field down and all the pilots gather around the show center there. And we have our safety meeting, and it is simply stated, helicopter guys, you're more than welcome to jump out there at any time. I just ask the airplane guys to respect the helicopter box, have your spotters watch each other, and keep all the airplanes out in the flyover area. Helicopters stay in your box. You stay out of each other's way, basically. And of course, it's the spotter's responsibility to keep an eye on one another and call whether the airplane's coming in. Helicopter, you need to go out in the flyover area so guy can land, or vice versa.
Now, do you have a specific area for the heli guys and airplane guys?
Nope. You're welcome to set up anywhere.
So I can sit there and do some 3D over the middle of the runway, make all the airplane guys happy.
It's hang on just a second. What?
Go watch hockey.
Okay, we're gonna go watch hockey in a little bit. I'll be out there. I'm sorry about that, guys.
No. Hold on. If they're gonna interrupt the show, you got to introduce them and let us know who they are.
All right. Well, Ryan, come here. He was kindly reminding me we have a hockey game to go to. This is my young pilot in training. His name's Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Welcome aboard. Do you fly your dad's planes?
Sometimes.
No, he wants to fly helicopters, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying my best, but I keep on crashing the plane.
That's all right. So do we. So.
It happens. Everybody crashes.
You'll get good. Don't worry. Well, nice meeting you, Ryan.
All right, that was my 5-year-old son, Ryan. He's the one wingnut out of the 3 kids I've got. The oldest, Tyler, he's into the physics of flight, but he don't want to fly. My daughter, she does it because she just wants to hang out with Daddy. She likes to help clean the airplanes. Now, Ryan, he can't keep his mitts off the transmitter. But
nothing wrong with that. That's nothing wrong with that at all.
So we're gonna have to start wrapping this up. You got to get out of here.
Yeah, we got a hockey game we got to get going to, and it's like I say, I got a stacked day. But once again, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to talk about Wings for Wishes. And real quick, I want to give out some contact info. If any of our listeners want to get in touch with me about a donation or want to actually come to the event, number one, you can check out our website. I try to keep that updated, but I get so busy and sometimes I fall behind on it, so please forgive me for that. But the web address is www.wingsforwishes.weebly.com. You can send me an email. It's wingsforwishes at hotmail.com, or heck, just give my cell phone a call. I don't always answer, but please leave a message. The number is area code 406-499-0116, or feel free to shoot a text message. It's probably easier to get a hold of me via text message because of where I work. I spend a lot of time there. Won't always get a call, but I definitely will get a message.
And your information will be up on RC Hangar Time on Facebook. I'm going to keep it up there. I like that. I like your charity. I like it a lot. I'm going to keep it up there for you guys. All the information will be there. Just want to point out real quick, Mike, if you look at our time for our show again.
Yeah, 1:20.
Yeah, we kind of keep first part of our show scripted. Today we were kind of off script, but we've been hitting the 115, 120 minute mark just naturally for the last 4 shows. And I think that's a good thing for us. I think we're sticking with it, and it's a good medium. Not too short, not too long, and keeps it fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for being with us, Eric. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to come on, and I would like to encourage anybody that that can donate or even show up to the Fun Fly to come out. I think it's a great charity, and it's a great thing that you're doing for the kids.
Well, thank you. Again, this year is going to be a huge year. Not only because of the Carl Goldberg Award, AMA is going to be there. I'm going to leak this a little bit, but there's a high possibility this very event may be televised as well. I wasn't supposed to say nothing.
Nice. Well, if I come, we'll definitely do a live show too for Hangar Time.
There you go. That'll be great. Also,
real quick, not to cut you off, but is there? Say somebody in another state wants to start something like this. Are you looking into that to getting other what's the word I'm looking for? Other satellites, other divisions. Are you looking for people to do that, or is there information where they can get that?
They just need to contact me via email if they would, wingsforwishes@hotmail.com. It seems like every year I'm adding another division of Wings for Wishes. We do that because of the way Make-A-Wish Foundation is structured. It's not necessarily one big foundation. It is actually per state chapters. So in order for it to work nationwide, we should have a Wings for Wishes in every state. And I encourage people to get in touch with me to see what's involved of getting a Wings for Wishes set up. I mean, I've got a very specific structure that I stick to make it work. That way it benefits the Make-A-Wish Foundation to its full potential. It's just the way it's set up. I like to try to pass that on to our other divisions. Like I say, we're adding our 4th division this year. It's going to be very successful. The individual has to be self-motivated, can't be afraid of the word no, and kind of a go-getter. It requires some work, and I'd be more than happy to get you going.
Well, there you go, folks. Contact Eric.
Yep.
I have nothing else.
Yeah, me neither. I think that's it. I think we're ready to wrap things up here.
Yeah, Mister, I'm kind of nervous. He took over the show, and he did wonderful.
Yeah, I'm saying he was going to be nervous, and
I know, what the heck?
Texting me and calling me all morning 100 times, saying like, I'm so nervous. When are we going to do this? Where's Dwayne? What do we do?
And then he's using the chat box at the same time, talking to his son in the background, talking on here. He's multitasking. Oh, come on, he's done this before.
Yeah,
it all comes with running Wings for Wishes. I mean, I'm glued to the announcer stand because I run the microphone there. I got guys running the grill. I got pilots with questions. I've got pilots' wives with questions. I got spectators with questions, and I mean, I'm hitting it from all angles.
Yeah, I can see how. Yeah, you get experience real fast.
Absolutely.
I started karaoke as a karaoke DJ, and before that, I had no people skills whatsoever. And doing that, you're trying to do a song list, get the next song up, talk to the drunken guy who wants to sing American Pie for the 4th time. You're trying to keep the bar owner happy by not having the volume too loud, but you want to have it loud enough so the people in the back can hear. Yeah, you learn real quick. Trial by fire.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what broke the ice for me was last year before the event. 2 weeks before the event, I actually went and cut a radio commercial for Wings for Wishes. Anderson Broadcasting, they were so nice. They donated. They said, we're just going to throw you in spots where we have dead space, but it wound up, it seemed like they aired in an 8-hour period the commercial 4 different times, and it was actually me doing it. And I'm thinking, holy crap, this is Anderson Broadcasting. They own several different radio stations across Montana, and thousands of people are going to hear my voice. That's what's going through your mind when you're sitting down, you're trying to read a script, you screw it up 18 different times, and you have to retake it and finally nail it. And they kind of patch it together, and you hear your own voice on the radio, and you kind of gain that little bit of confidence. Hey, I don't sound half bad with a little bit of radio makeup.
Yeah, we do our little commercials here. It's like, all right, I'll say it. Let me start it again. Hold on. No, let me start it again. No, let me. Yep. But you said Anderson Radio is like 7 radio stations in Montana.
Yes.
Isn't that like all the radio stations in Montana? Isn't there like 10,000
Yes.
people in the entire state?
Yeah, pretty much. Your closest neighbor, I think we lived in a congested neighborhood. My closest neighbor is a half a mile away. So every now and then we got traffic of cattle heading down the road.
And I'm not putting down the western states. I lived in South Dakota. I lived in Rapid City. It was a little populated, but I would, if I could afford it, if I can go back, I would live in Montana in a heartbeat. It's beautiful out there.
You know, I grew up in Oklahoma. I lived there for 32 years. 32 years. And, you know, I thought that's the way the world worked. It was hot in the summer, 120 degrees, and you had ice in the winter. And I met my wife. We got married and vacationed up here a few times. Once in the winter, once in the summer. Once in the winter, I saw what real snow looked like. I was just amazed. And that it was a different kind of cold. It wasn't the kind of cold that goes through you like a wet cold. And then we came up here in the summer. We left Oklahoma. It was 130 degrees outside. We got up here. It was a nice 80 dry degrees outside. And people were going, oh, my God, it's hot. And I'm like, it's kind of chilly.
But you said you're from Duncan, right?
Yes.
My ex-wife was from Duncan. I don't know, Carter's Car Country?
Yes. I know Carter's Car Country.
Yeah. Small world, man. It seems like every guest on here I know. And I'm like a hermit now. I don't know anybody, but I was married to her. I was in the Air Force. I spent about 7 months down in Shepherd Air Force Base and in Duncan.
Yeah. Yep, Shepherd Air Force Base. I drove through there a bunch. I used to watch their jets fly over.
Hottest part in Texas in the summer, coldest part of Texas in the winter.
Absolutely.
2 seasons.
Absolutely.
Yep. Same thing with Duncan. Same thing.
Yeah, we used to go to Wichita Falls to get good beer.
Yeah, because you guys are limited to a percentage up in Oklahoma.
Yeah, they were limited to 3.2%, and if you wanted good beer, you had to go across the Red River. And me and my buddies, we weren't shy to hop in the truck and drive 45 minutes just to get good beer.
So did you ever go to Graham Central Station down in Wichita?
We're off the air, right?
No, we're on.
Oh, well, okay.
We can still keep it PG, but if you could say you've gone to Graham, well, he can cut this part out. So yeah, he could edit this.
Well,
we already said our goodbyes.
We had another name for it. It was called Grand something or other station. But yeah, I've been there. Me and my wife actually
down
been
in
there.
Wichita.
Yes.
Yeah, see, they changed their name. It was called Graham Central, and then they changed it to Grand because they got closed down. And they reopened, and now they're closed down. And actually, the base won't. For a while, the base wouldn't let anybody on it because there's so much trouble down there. Yeah, you might want to cut out the Carter Car Country because they're not a sponsor, and I don't support them. So, Mike, but that's where I met my ex-wife at Graham Central Station down there. It had four bars in one. It had a country bar, it had a disco bar, a rock bar, and then it had just regular pop music. And
yeah,
you can go into all, and there's a big main just bar section, and you walked off into separate rooms. It was a nice place, though. I liked it. It was a good party place.
Really interesting. I mean, they had a bar to suit any kind of genre you desired. You know, if you didn't want to two-step and go shake your thing, you could hop over to the hip-hop bar or whatever.
Yeah. You know? It was a good concept. I guess just got out of hand with all the young airmen and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all the local women trying to pick up those young airmen. And
yeah, some of those ended kind of violently.
Yeah. All right, guys, that was another episode of RC Hangar Time with Blender Boy and Badger. Don't forget, you can email us with suggestions or comments or hate mail directly toward me at rc.hangartime.com@gmail.com. You can also like our Facebook page. Just search for us, RC Hangar Time. We have a comment section there also. We'd love to hear from you guys.